Yo, what is up, my guys? We are back. So, Sonic X Shadow Generation, has released, early access, and I beat the game in one day. Well, I mean, to be fair, it is a Sonic game. Sonic games aren't exactly long. So this review is gonna be a little different. So it's two games. It's Sonic Generations, a port slash remaster, and Shadow Generations, which is an all new thing, all new story, all new controls, all of that. So I'm just going to give a brief summary of Sonic Generations itself. I didn't finish. I've beaten Sonic Generations like 3 times. Nothing's really changed that much. There are some slightly different cutscenes. Modern Sonic has the drop dash now for whatever freaking reason. I actually find it kind of annoying. But other than that, it's still Sonic Generations, still plays great. It's still very fun. Like I said, the stages are the same. There's nothing really different. It's just a port. I would really hesitate to call it a remaster. The only way I would call it a remaster is because there's a couple of new features, but it's more so a glorified port. It is. But other than that, very fun. But like I said, this is gonna be real quick, talking about Sonic Generations, because it's Sonic Generations. We've all played it. The real meat and potatoes, in my personal opinion, is the Shadow story, the Shadow Generations. Wow, this game. We're gonna split it up into positives and negatives. Yeah, bro, this game is special. But we're gonna stick with the format. Let's go to the positives. So, the positives of Shadow Generations. I mean, where do I even begin? Number one, it looks fantastic. It looks great. It looks really nice. I think the models look really nice. In this story, slight spoilers, even though everybody already knows, but you do come across Sonic, and Sonic is using his updated, Frontiers-ish model. So I think that looks really nice. Shadow's using his updated models. That looks really nice. And overall, it just looks really good. Next, the game, and I'm not going to mince words here. I think this is the best feeling 3D Sonic game we've gotten in the last almost 20 years. I think this is the best feeling one. Shadow feels so smooth to control. He has so many weapons in his arsenal. They brought the combat from Frontiers, put it to Shadow, and made it useful during the stages themselves. And we're gonna get to the stages. It all comes together to bring a smooth feeling gameplay. It's actually to the point where I played Shadow Generations first, and then I went to the remaster of Sonic Generations. That's I don't really care for how Sonic Generations plays anymore. Now, I'm not gonna take away points from that, because I mean, Sonic Generations is 13 years old. Of course, I'm not gonna like it as much. But Shadow Generations actually feels like a true sequel. Not in story, but in gameplay and design and mechanics. It feels like a sequel to Sonic Generations, and in all the right ways. So yeah, it's just amazing. And the next thing, I mean, this is obvious for a Sonic game. Soundtrack, fire. There are a couple of new songs in here, all of which sound very good. And then you have the remastered tracks. You also have some original tracks, a lot of new original tracks, even going up to Frontiers, which is really cool. I really enjoyed that. Next, I mean, the level designs. The level designs are immaculate. Especially at my favorite level might be Kingdom Valley. Kingdom Valley is so much fun, to the point where you could tell where you are and what game this is from, but they have their own things going for it. It's not a one-to-one recreation. It's actually a lot more different mechanics going into the levels themselves, and it just comes together to make this is some of the best level design we've gotten in over a decade. Because I mean, Force's level design was piss easy. Sonic Frontiers level design, I mean, to be fair, you weren't in the levels that much. But it was okay. Lost Worlds design, oh my god. It was different, I'll give it that. Generation design, while good, it is good. I think Shadow Generations designs are better. Yeah, this is some of the best level design we have ever gotten. And Sonic franchise might be back, bro. We really might be back. Another positive, the bosses are all really good and also really different. So for example, the Bio Lizard, whom you saw me fighting earlier in this video, he has, the regular jump over the balls and then grind on his rail to hit his core. Well, I mean, that's just phase 1. Now he has like 2 more phases, and they're all different. Some utilize the Chaos Spears. Some utilize, one utilizes the Chaos Control. Like, they brought a lot of new mechanics into that boss to make it feel different as opposed to a Sonic Adventure 2 counterpart. And that's the same with every boss. Metal Overlord, Mephiles, all of them. And that's really the same with all of them. They all feel different, but good. They feel good to fight against. Even the final boss. Yeah, man. The next positive, I really like the hub world a lot. So the hub world in Sonic Generations, as you know, was fully 2D. You had very slight exploration, but not a lot. Shadow Generations hub world is completely different. It's more akin to Frontiers instead. Frontiers had like the big open zones with 3D Sonic running throughout them. This is the same thing with Shadow. Just open zone. Heavily glorifies exploration. I mean, it's everything's there, bro. Everything is there. It feels nice to control. The hub world is way bigger in scope than opposed to Sonic Generations. And I mean, I think that's another positive. Is that it for I do believe that is it for the positives. I guess real quick, I could talk about it. The story's okay. Story's not bad. I think it's pretty cool. You kind of have Shadow coming to grips and getting new powers from Black Doom, while Black Doom is also getting new powers because him and Shadow are linked. They share the same blood in their veins. So I mean, like, it makes sense. The story does make sense. Is it like the craziest, deepest storytelling we've ever seen? No, it's not. But it definitely does serve its purpose to get you from point A to point B, and it's cool. It's definitely cool. I would probably say, even though I don't know if I'd consider it a positive or a negative. It's just kind of there. The story's not bad. It's just not a high point for me. But yeah, let's get on to the negatives of Shadow Generations. So, the negatives of Shadow Generations. Real quick, there aren't any. Listen, you could call me biased, whatever. I don't think there are any. Now, looking at the whole package, the only negative I can come up with is, again, okay, I don't like Modern Sonic having the drop dash in Sonic Generations now, because it leads to me making a mistake after like a homing attack way too easily, and I end up just like dashing right off the stage. I think the drop dash for Modern Sonic shouldn't be there. Classic Sonic, yes, that should definitely be there, but Modern Sonic, nah, he doesn't need it. That's really my only negative though, and I'm not really gonna consider this a negative again, but I feel like playing Shadow Generations and then going to Sonic Generations does kind of feel outdated. Again, I'm not going to take away points. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing for a 13-year-old game to feel outdated. I mean, that's just the natural course of video games. But, I mean, wow. And I think that's more of a testament to not how bad Sonic Generations is, because it isn't. It's amazing. But it's more so how great Shadow Generations is. So, let's get on to the conclusion. So, to conclude, Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm a little torn, because I can't give it a 10, because I do feel like Generations is slightly, man, I don't know. This could be a 10, but you could also argue it may not be worth the price because it is short. Shadows and Sonic's stories are really only like 3 to 4 hours. They are not long at all. if you just bum rush right through them. But I'm going to sit at a 9 out of 10. I think a 9 out of 10 is great. My only problem being that Modern Sonic having the drop dash in Sonic Generations is a little annoying. And, I mean, Shadow Generations overall feeling so good that it kind of makes Sonic Generations feel a little outdated. But this is a great package. I'm not mad that the game was short because they really couldn't do anything about that. Not referring Sonic Gens, but Shadow Gens. They couldn't really do anything about that because if you play Sonic Generations, which I'm sure you have, the way they do it is they take a level from like each game. So for Shadow Gens, they took a level from each game Shadow was a part of. So, you know, Adventure 2, Heroes, 06, Forces, Frontiers, and then you had another Adventure 2 level. So they actually kind of broke the formula. But yeah, this game is incredible. Honestly, with the little negatives, I could very well push it up to a 10, but I'm gonna say the story being kind of not bad, but not overall amazing, outstanding. I will say not holds it back, but kind of keeps me from giving it that final definitive, just legendary 10 out of 10. But this game is about as close to a 10 out of 10, in my opinion, as you can get. The game feels great. It looks great. It sounds great. It plays great. Everything about it is great. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Did you get the early access? Are you enjoying it? If not, are you going to pick it up when it fully releases? I really do think you should. Even though, well, it depends. If you're okay with having, between Shadow Gens and Sonic Gens, between having 6 to 9 or 10 hours of gameplay, and that's if, like, this is your first time playing Sonic Generations. If you're okay with that, for $60, then by all means, go ahead. Me, personally, I am so happy to be playing a shorter game. Between Metaphor and Final Fantasy VII and Persona 3 Reload, I'm happy to be playing a short game. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, like, I'm very happy to be playing a short game. So, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this game. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace.